1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One thing that nobody mentioned that really bothers me too is the fact that 16-year-olds could still be affected by the government that they can't live in. For example, me. I am currently, like I mentioned, 19 years old. When the 2016 elections were going on, I was 17 years old, so I wasn't able to vote. That very next April, I turned 18, which means that if President Trump, for whatever reason, decided to send me to war, that means I would have to go and participate in a war from a president that I didn't even get to vote for. And I think that's kind of retarded, don't you think? And there was one that was a pretty good argument. It was like, you have to be. It was okay. I don't like it, but it was okay. Let me see if I can find it. I'll find it later, but it was something along the lines. Here it is. Voting shouldn't be an age. I think if you pay taxes, you should be able to vote, which is a fair point because if you're paying taxes, you're contributing profits to the U.S. government, which I think is actually a pretty fair point. Here's actually I think this might be a good mediator. People who are 18 and above all can vote. Sure, that's fine, whatever. If you're under the age of 18, you should have to take a test to see if you know enough about the U.S. government before you can vote. I think that's a fair point. I think that it's like, because the common argument is 16-year-olds are too dumb, none of them know anything about the government, they shouldn't be able to vote. So why don't you make it so that if they know enough, if they know what they're talking about, because there's definitely a lot of 16-year-olds, including me, not to brag, there's definitely a lot of 16 and 17-year-olds who know what they're talking about and know and care and do research about government, or are willing to do research about government if they want to, add substance to their arguments in this general field. And once again, I was kind of one of those people, but it was more when I was 17 than 16. But still, the point is that if you are smart enough about the subject, then you should be able to vote. I think that's very fair. We are adults, damn it, and we demand the right to vote yes on imprisoning those who misgender us and thought crime against us. All right. I think that you're confusing. I think this guy right here, Jason Godwin. I think he's confusing. Clearly, he doesn't know anything about 16-year-olds because he's confusing freaking liberal 23-year-olds with 16-year-olds. Most 16-year-olds couldn't care less about politics. So I think that it's almost certain that you have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Jason Godwin.